All praise to the Most High, and to His Son, Yahayasha Hamashiach, Yadah Hayah. This is Brother Holly here with the first Spirit of Truth broadcast here on the High House channel, as well as the House of the High channel on this set-apart Sabbath day. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to the great I am, He who is, was, and is to come, the Almighty One, Yadah Hayah, and to His Son, Yahayasha Hamashiach, who gave Himself for us that we might have life, and that life is in Him, Yadah Hayah. Now, my brothers and sisters, we're just going to get right to it on this set-apart Sabbath day. First thing I like to say, today I am very, very proud of my fellow Afro-Hebraic brothers and sisters for sitting out the protest of the heathens. We're going to talk about it from the scriptures a little bit today. And from what I've been able to ascertain, the heathens protesting against their own government that they put in place in this country and around the world is a big fat nothing burger. And the reason that I see for that is that you and I had nothing to do with it. All praises. We're going to be reading from the Learned Paleo Hebrew Torah, Lashwan Kodash, Holy Tongue, Yashahai Bible Scriptures, and from the Bible King James Apocryphy version, the Truth Revealed and Restored. I can't help but giggle every time I say it. Abba Father, Ahaya Yeshua, Kodash Akkad, Ancient Paleo Hebrew English Bible. And we'll be reading from the Apocrypha and that one in a moment. But turn, if you will, to Psalms. I believe it's 37. Psalms 37. And let's start right now. Let's read. It says, trust in the high and do good, so shall you dwell in the land. And verily you shall be fed, will you highlight. Now the land it's talking about is the land of Yashahai, our own land. When we're put back in our land, when the time comes for the Most High's Holy Son to be revealed from heaven, we're going to read about it from the Apocrypha in a moment. One of the things He's going to do is place us back in our own land. Matter of fact, it says in the book of Jeremiah, I believe it is, that when we're placed back in our own land, that the other nations will be placed back in their own land too. So hear me loud and proud today, heathens, especially here in America. You heathens here, you're going to have to go back to where you came from. This land is going to be left for those who were here, who were supposed to be here from the Most High's will, not yours. So hit the road, colonizers. This ain't your land. All praises. I'll read verse 3 again. Psalm 37 and 3. Trust in the high and do good, so shall you dwell in the land, and verily you shall be fed. Delight yourself. Verse 4. Delight yourselves also in the high, and He shall give you the desires of your heart. We highlight. Now, most of us who came out of Constantine Christianity, you know the faith I'm talking about, the tithe taking, pork chop eating, Sunday go to meeting people. We heard that verse a lot. We heard that verse over and over again because it talked about you receiving the desires of your heart, which is the Most High's will for us. He wants to give us the desire of our heart, and He will also place within us the desire of our heart. All praises. So when you're going to desire the things that He places in your heart, not the other way around. I'll read it again. Delight yourself also in a higher, and He shall give you the desires of your heart. He's going to hand you what your desire of your heart's going to be. It's not that He's some genie that you rub a lamp or you take your Bible and rub it 3 times and make a wish and it happens. That's not how it works at all. But that's how the Constantine Christians presented this verse to us. But those of us who have an understanding that comes from Torah compliance, that's the only people who have understanding, children. If you're summarily breaking Torah, you're not going to understand the things written in this holy book. Because you're a sinner. If you're breaking Torah, you're a sinner. And if you're out in the streets today protesting, then you're breaking Torah, and that make you a transgressor of the law or a sinner. So let's keep reading. It says, Psalm 37:5, commit your way unto a high, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Will you highlight? If you commit your way to a high and trust in him, he'll bring whatever is in your path to fruition. You and I don't have to worry about the future. Our future is secure, children. And we're going to read a lot about our future today, from the Psalms as well as from the Apocrypha. Let's continue. This is Psalm 37:5 again. Commit your way unto a high, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass, and he shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment as the noonday. Will you highlight? You're going to be judged, right, wrong, or indifferent on your righteousness or on your unrighteousness. So walk in righteousness, child. And it's going to talk about a lot about walking in righteousness here. And it's going to talk about how the ones who are not walking righteous view you in a moment. But your righteousness, or your walking in doing that which is lawful and right in the Most High's eyes, not in the eyes of man. People would have you think it's a righteous thing to violate Torah. It's a righteous thing to hide Easter eggs. It's a righteous thing to eat pork. They'll have you believe in all kinds of stuff. The scriptures say in another place in Psalm, there's a way in Proverbs, there's a way that seems right to a man, but that way leads to death, destruction. I'll read it again. Psalm 37:6. And he shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment as the noonday. Rest in a high, and wait patiently for him. Take your Sabbath, child, in the high, in the faith, in the faithfulness to a higher word. His laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, ordinances, precepts. Take your rest. Be faithful in walking after his way, word, and will, and obeying his voice. And he shall bring everything that your righteous life produces to pass. Oh, praise this. Verse 7 again, Psalm 37:7. Rest in a high and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his way. Now, there's some people out there. The wicked prosper in their way. I'm not saying they're not prospering. But you and I are not to fret about the prosperity of these wicked heathens. They're prospering in their way. We're going to read some more. Because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. Verse 7 again. Rest in a high and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. We're not to fret about the ones who prosper because of something wicked they invented. There's a wicked person right now. We all know of him. He is bringing to pass wicked devices to replace people with mindless, soulless automatons, humanoid automatons, these soulless devices who are being created to replace human beings. And he's prospering in that wicked way. But the wicked are not gonna get to stay here. They're gonna be removed. And we're gonna hear about it in a moment. Verse 7 again, rest in a high and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. For evildoers, verse 8, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself in any wise to do evil, will you highlight? Now there were some people trying to stir me and you up to take it to the streets today. But today is the weekly Sabbath, child. And all of us who are obedient to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, ordinances, precepts, all of us who walk in his way, word, and will, and obey his voice are doing what we do always on the Sabbath. We're in our homes. We're not seeking our own words, doing our own work, or enjoying our own pleasures. if we're smart about it, we are resting and we are opening up the word of life and receiving life from it today. If you don't study the word no other day, child, study it on the Sabbath. Set that day aside. Make it holy. Make it a day that you do something you don't do the other days. Now, Brother Holly, because of some of the projects I have, I'm in the word every day. All praises. I have been for decades, not years, child, decades. But if your work life doesn't, or family life or work life doesn't give you that ability, child, today's the day. Every Sabbath, spend from the time you wake up to sundown in the word. Study to show yourself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Give the spirit of holiness something to work with, child. All praises. I'll read it again. Psalms 37:8, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself in any wise to do evil. Don't fret yourself in any wise to do that which is against the Most High's way. If you're out in the street protesting on the Sabbath, that's against his way. That's evil, child. Don't do that. I'm glad you're not doing that. I'm glad you're tuning in this Sabbath day, as you hopefully you are every Sabbath day, to hear the word of Yahweh from my lips. I'm just reading from the book, child. And I'll continue to do so. Psalm 37:8 again, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Don't let these folks get you upset. Fret not yourself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. Remember I mentioned a few moments ago that these wicked people who make wicked devices, they're going to be cut off. It says, for evildoers, verse 9, for evildoers shall be cut off, Psalm 37:9. But those that wait upon a higher shall inherit the earth, will you highlight. So the evildoer is going to be cut off. But those who wait for a higher will inherit the earth. For yet a little while, verse 10, and the wicked shall not be. And yet a little while, the wicked shall not be. Yeah. You shall diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. Will you highlight? Oh, you're going to look for the wicked, but you ain't going to be able to find them. Isn't this kind of like the backwards of what the constant Christian rapture is all about? They got the righteous being taken out like that in a blink of an eye. Says here the wicked is going to be like that. The wicked are going to be caught away, taken away. You're going to look for them, you ain't going to be able to find them. Wow. All those Left Behind movies just got it backwards, don't they? I'll read it again. Psalms 37:9 and 10 again. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon a high, they shall inherit the earth. Verse 10, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. They're just going to be gone. Yea, you shall diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth. Wow, verse 11. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. We're not only going to inherit the earth, child. There ain't going to be no more hassle no more. All what you seeing of recent events, all that be done with. Why? Because the wicked gone. Again, they got it backwards. The righteous are staying here. The wicked are being taken off. All praises. I'll read verse 11 again. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. 37 and 12. The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash upon him with his teeth. Will you highlight? So to answer the question, are they plotting on me? Yes, they plotting on you. If you're a living righteous child, they are plotting on you. And they're plotting on me. I'll read verse 12 again. The wicked plots against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. A higher shall laugh at him. For he sees that his day is coming. Will you highlight? Hear me loud and proud, wicked plotters. You who set traps for me, you who are plotting against me, you who are hating on me, hear me loud and proud. Ahiah's going to laugh at you because your day is coming. Your day is coming. You're going to be taken off the earth. Your day is coming. You're going to be destroyed. Your day is coming. Wicked one who plot against the righteous, who trying to trick the righteous, keep the righteous away from what is rightfully theirs, which is the earth and the fullness thereof. Oh yeah, you wicked inventors of evil things. Your day is coming. I'll read it again. Psalm 37:12, the wicked plot against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. 13, Ahiah shall laugh at him, for he sees that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright lifestyle or right conversation. Conversation is an old English word for lifestyle. You're living a upright or righteous lifestyle. The wicked have lifted up the sword against you. They're not only plotting against you, they're plotting your destruction, child. Mine too. But listen to the book. I'll read verse 14 again. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of an upright lifestyle. Their sword shall enter their own heart. Then their bow shall be broken. Will you highlight? All their plots, all their wanting to take you out, child, their own plot going to fall on their own head. They're not going to be established in the earth. They're going to be taken out. They're plotting against you, going to come to naught. The Most High going to turn all their destructive plans against them and going to destroy them. That should be enough, but we got more. Turn with me to 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, in your Apocrypha. Oh, we got more in the clip. Remember, the Most High is going to laugh at them. It says so in Psalms 37 and 14, because he knows their day is coming. So we're going to pick it up in 2nd Esdras, in your Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 29. Behold, the days come. It said in Psalm 37, the day is coming. It says here, behold, the days come. See how it tied together? And I only made this connection this morning when I was reading Psalms 37. Then it prompted me, the spirit of Ahiah prompted me to 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 13:29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Will you highlight? The days have come when the Most High is beginning to deliver those who live on the earth. We find out from Psalm 37 as the righteous that get to stay here, the wicked got to get taken off. We're going to look for the wicked in that day. The day that has come. You're going to look for the wicked. Ain't going to be able to find them. The one that's been plotting against you. The one that's lifted up the sword against you. Bent his bow against you. The Most High going to put that sword in his own heart and break his bow and take his butt out of here. And you're going to inherit the earth with an abundance of peace. All praises. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 29 again. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Verse 30, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Oh, they're not going to realize it's him. They're going to be astonished in these days. Because it said that he's going to laugh at them because their day is coming. It says here their day is coming. Oh, praise it. So these days, they're going to be astonished. They are. They're astonished that you and I set this one out. They're astonished with all the microaggressions that the current people and the king and his court jesters, all the microaggressions that they've done against us recently in America. We ain't moving. We're bringing back segregation. We ain't moving. Sorry. We're going to be in the house. We're going to be following Isaiah 26 and 20 because of Isaiah 26:21. Look it up. All praises. That's just a little extra. But 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 30, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake a fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Will you highlight? That's exactly what's going on right now, child. Like I said, the days have come. The days have come. This is happening right now. The current administration launched a worldwide trade war. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 32, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed you before, and then shall my son be declared, whom you saw as a man ascending. Will you highlight? Did not the angel say, when Messiah was taken off the earth the first time, just as you saw him ascending, so shall he return. He shall descend the same way he ascended, in a cloud with righteousness. All praises. I'll read it again. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 32. Salaki, verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed you before, and then shall my son be declared, whom you saw as a man ascended. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall be in his own land, leaving the battle and they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together. Highlight, underline that. Key point. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou saw them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion. And Zion shall come and shall be shown to all men. We read from 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 36. And Zion shall come and be shown to all men, being prepared and built like as you saw a hill graven without hands. So it's talking about Zion descending from heaven. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations. Didn't we read about the people making wicked things in Psalm 37? We sure did. And it says here in 2nd Ezra 13, when Yahayasha returns, he's going to rebuke the inventors of wicked things. I'll read it again. And this my son, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 37. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life have fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall be tormented, but like as unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto fire. Will you highlight? They're going to be destroyed by Torah. Wow. He's just going to speak the word of condemnation and destruction to them. We read it in Psalm 37. We read it. We read their condemnation. And why? Because they're plotting on you. 2nd Ezra 13, verse 39. And whereas you saw that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. Remember that innumerable multitude I told you about? To underline that. Now we're talking about him. We're going to find out who that is. Because here's why. And here's some ammunition if you need some. The next time you run into these, apocalyptic, tithe-taking, pork chop eaters of the Constantine Christian, who love to run to all, there's going to be a multitude of all nations, kindreds, and tongues. Yeah, we're going to find out who this innumerable multitude is right now. We're going to find out once and for all who the innumerable multitude is. 2nd Esdras 13:39, and whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. Those, verse 40, those are the 10 tribes. Highlight, underline. Those are the 10 tribes. There are 12 tribes of the seed of Jacob. 10 of them make up the innumerable multitude. Those are the 10 tribes. This is 2nd Esdras 13:40. Those are the 10 tribes, I keep saying, which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Ptolemaeus, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, so came they into another land. Will you highlight? The 10 tribes were dispatched out of their land in the Assyrian captivity and taken to another land. Over the waters to another land. It says right there in verse 40, over the waters. Deuteronomy 28:68. So we were taken over the waters. And so they came into another land. But they took counsel, verse 41, when we're in the other land, what do? But they took counsel among themselves that they should leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country, that where never mankind dwelt, that they might there, 42, keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. And the Most High's MO. He opened the Red Sea. He opened the Jordan River. Now he opened the Euphrates so we can walk on dry land. All praises. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Asareth. Now, on the subject of Asareth, there is talk that Asareth is in America, but if you look at maps from the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th century, Asareth is in northwestern Africa. In that little bend where it bends around, that's where Asareth is. And look at those old maps, there's a river called Euphrates in that region as well. And this is in line with the migration pattern from the time when Jerusalem fell, and the tribes that were in Jerusalem at the time, when the Romans burnt it to the ground, they scattered themselves. And it's found in Isaiah chapter 11 that the northern kingdom, or the 10 tribes, was scattered into Cush, or into Africa. All praises. I'll keep reading. Verse 45 again, 2nd Esdras 13:45. For through the country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Asareth. Then dwelt they there until a latter time, and now when they were still begin to come, the highest shall stay the streams again. The springs of the streams again, that they may go through. Therefore saw you the multitude with peace. But those that are left behind of that your people are they that are found within my borders. Will you highlight? Remember we talked about it from Psalms 37. The wicked is going to be taken away. You're going to be looking for the wicked. Ain't going to be able to find them. Because they're going to be taken out of their place like that. Yeah, it said, yeah, you'll look for them. You ain't going to be able to find them. But what does it say here? That the people will be left behind. So being left behind in your own border, it said in Psalm 37, you're going to be in your own land. Being left behind within your own border is a good thing. It's for the righteous. I'll read it again. 2nd Esdras 13:48. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Now he that destroyeth the multitude of nations that are gathered together, He shall defend his people that remain, and then shall he show them great wonders. Will you highlight? The Most High is going to gather his people. He's going to put them back in their own land. The Son is going to come and deal with the peaceable multitude. Those will be the 10 tribes which were scattered. He's going to bring us all back, put us all in our land, all 12 tribes back together again. Then he's going to show us great wonders and signs when he preserves us from destruction and destroys our enemies outside of our border. All praise to the Most High, Ahia, and to his Son, Yahayasha Hamashiach. Yada. Hiya.